We all know that the month of June is going to be very significant because electric rates are going up. I don't even know what my electric will be this summer, and you probably don't either. So there isn't a lot we can do about electrical rates, but we can definitely make sure that our home appliances, namely our air conditioner, is working efficiently. So if you want to know more about this, just stay tuned. Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. My guest today is Gary Pavarnik from New Jersey Natural Gas. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrea. How are we doing?
We're doing good, and well, I hope we're going to be doing good because this is very significant. It's the month of June where promised rates are going up, and I think it's good having this conversation right now because I'm sure a lot of people, including me, have an old air conditioner or an old appliance, and now might be the right time to do something about that.
That's for sure, Andrea. We're all guilty of having old appliances. I could say that.
Yeah.
Um, but there are other ways we could kind of prepare ourselves for our up and coming summer. And as you mentioned, unfortunately, the utility rates are going to be going up. So, how can we help ourselves save money? Well, we've got ways for sure.
Well, maybe you don't need a new air conditioner. If you do, we'll talk about that later. But before we get to a new appliance, Gary, what can we do in our home to prepare for this?
Well, one of the first things we want to do is make sure our equipment is running at its optimal ability. We want to change our filters. We've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe turn on your system before the season actually does get here, which it looks like from what I saw on the Weather Channel, it's coming this week.
Here
So
it is.
make sure our
Okay.
equipment is in good shape. The other thing we want to make sure that's in good shape is our home. And how can we do that? Well, Save Green can help you do that through our home weatherization program. This is a program that the Save Green has, New Jersey Natural Gas Save Green. And what it does is it's a program that income qualified individuals can apply for. And we can make your home more energy efficient, very critical in helping you save money. So,
Yes.
having an energy efficient home is really one of the keys, whether it's the cooling season or the heating season, to make your home more efficient and more comfortable.
Well, I'd like to emphasize that when we talk about save green, green for dollars, green for money, that's what you're saving. So that's important to remember. It's not called save green for nothing.
That's right. And everybody thinks, we want to see people use more gas or more electricity, although we're not the electric company. No, we don't necessarily want to do that. We don't want to see that. So, what we want you to do is we want you to kind of use less energy, make your home more comfortable. And the program that we're going to talk about, the home weatherization program, can do that for you. So let's just touch base on that real quick. It's a income qualified program through Save Green, the home weatherization program. When I say income qualified, let me just give you one example. It's a very generous program. For instance, I'm just going to give you one
Hmm.
example. For a family of four, you can make between $80,000 and $128,000, and you would qualify.
Still
How about
qualify.
that? That's
Okay.
amazing.
That is
It's very
amazing.
generous.
So if you think you might not qualify because you're making too much money, you might be very surprised. By the way, all the contact numbers and whatnot right on your screen, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down. Okay, Gary.
Uh, that was good. I was just going to ask you that.
Yes, right on the
Um,
screen.
but yeah, what it is once you qualify for the program, we have an energy auditor comes to your house, does a walkthrough, does some testing, and basically they look for ways to help you save money. For example, the program covers things like insulation, air seal up, your duct work if you have a forced hot air, um, seal up. And those things are very critical. Most people don't even know what insulation is in their house, what seal up work is. So let us take the opportunity when you qualify to come to your home, do the assessment, and see how we can save you money.
I think now more than ever, if you weren't thinking about this, and now you're going to get your electric bill, and you're going to kind of go into shock, like most of us will. This is, if ever there was a time to do this, I think it's right now. In fact, do it now before it gets too into the heat of the summer when everybody's going to be calling Save Green, right? So don't waste time.
Absolutely. The program is very popular. Um, you know, this program here, this is our what we'll call T2 program. We had a program before this, it was the T1 program. Let's not get caught up in that. But the first program, we had it was kind of, let's see how this thing works. And it was very successful. One of the things with our new program for this year is the amount of money that we can offer to make those improvements to your home. The previous program, it was approximately $6,000. That's a lot of money,
Yeah, it is.
it's a lot of money. Um, you know, but doing the work also costs money. So, there were some things that maybe we didn't have the ability to do because of the funding,
Right.
understandably so. But now with our new program, get this, there's $14,000 that can be used to improve your home, make it more energy efficient. Your comfort is very important to us. $14,000 goes a long way. And there's
That's a lot of
absolutely,
money. Wow.
yes, and there's absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. So it's really a generous program. People should really look into this.
That's really that's very impressive. Again, now's the time. Now's the time to really, kind of jump on all of this. And you did mention earlier, but I'm going to say it again. One of the most important things you have to do is change your air conditioning filter. If you didn't do it from last season and you're not sure, I would say, Gary, err on the side of caution and just pop a new one in right now so that you know what I started doing is I write with a magic marker, I write the date of that I put in the filter so that I don't have any I don't have amnesia when I go to change the filter.
Right. That's a great idea
Yeah,
there,
I
Andrea.
started, and that's thanks to you. I started doing that. So I
Yeah, it's
know that
simple.
at the end of last season, I put in a new filter and it's dated. So I'm like, okay, all I have to do is hit the switch and turn the thing on.
Absolutely. And there are different types of filters. So, nowadays you have electronic filters, you have air cleaners, all kinds of gadgets that you can use. But basically, the average person probably has, a pleated filter. They
Right.
slide it in, they slide it out. And basically, you're right. That's very critical in maintaining your equipment, whether it's heating or cooling. Keep an eye on that filter.
So the home weatherization program, that would be a first critical step. But if someone finds themselves in the position where, all right, I think it's time, I think I have to get a new air conditioner, what can we do about that? I know you've got lots of options.
Yeah, there are other programs that we have besides the home weatherization program. New Jersey Natural Gas has what we call an on bill repayment program. Okay, this program allows for a generous amount of money, and it helps customers who are maybe not in a position to say, "Ugh, I got to spend 10,000, 15,000, whatever it may be, on upgrading my equipment." Now,
That's
that's
a
a lot
lot
of
of
money to
money.
pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to pull out of your pocket. So, with the Save Green on bill repayment program, or as we call it, OBRP, you can get 0% financing. 0%. You hear that? That is amazing. And it's for approximately 7 years, and in some cases, up to 10 years. Two, upgrade your equipment to high efficient. performing equipment, your furnace, your boiler. We even include the air conditioner, and you can bundle all those together. Even hot water heaters, anything that you use that heat your house, your hot water heaters, all
Right.
those things can be done through our program. And the neat thing about it is that cost to you goes right on your gas bill.
Mhm.
Okay, that's not something that, you're getting a loan from the bank or things like that there. It goes right on your gas bill. Um, I'm going to take a wild guess and don't quote me. I think it's somewhere, if you use the full amount of money, and you need to go online to find that out, and basically, I think it's about $120 a month, something like that. If you used, I'm going to just take a wild guess, the maximum amount, it might be like $15,000. And on top of that, you also get rebates. So that's another incentive to look into these programs. So, there are ways that, New Jersey Natural Gas wants to help you save money.
Right.
And it's something that, like I say, that's one of the few programs we have. SaveGreen.com. You can explore that, see what kind of programs are out there, what might fit. But the one that we really want to emphasize right now is our home weatherization program because there's absolutely no cost to the homeowner.
And maybe it turns out you're not going to need a new air conditioning unit. Maybe you just needed to weatherize your home a little better and save money that way. It's all about saving money, and you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable in your own home. I think that's the bottom line for everyone. And you want your wallet to be comfortable. It's a lot of money to put out for a new air conditioner, for any new appliance. So I love the idea that it's just a small amount extra. Add it on your bill. You don't really have to think about it. And yeah, you don't have to go out and get a loan, and you don't have to take it out of your own savings account, which is great.
Absolutely, absolutely. Not everybody's prepared for that.
No, most of
So
us, I think, aren't.
absolutely. So
No.
really making your home more energy efficient is the first step. And your comfort, we're very concerned about that. Hey, we want you to be comfortable. We want you to lower your bills also. So with the home weatherization program, that's a great start right there. So, as I said before, it's a very generous program. You mentioned that most customers are probably thinking, oh, I'm not going to qualify for that. Go to that website that she's got
Right.
displayed there and see if you qualify. I gave you one example of a family of four, very generous, between 80,000 and 128,000. That's a lot of money, you know.
It
I mean,
is.
I might even qualify for it so don't be surprised. Just because I work for the gas company doesn't mean I can't get into these programs.
So it's savegreen.com on your screen and 877-455-6564. Again, all on your screen. It's a phone call away. You can save some money. Don't get caught up in the madness of these electrical increases. 20% is what they're saying. I mean, that's a big increase. I think that's going to hurt. That's not going to be a pleasant thing. And here we are coming into the summer. So I think, Gary, you gave us all some very good advice today, and you should see if you qualify. And if you do, I think you're going to be very happy with the savings.
Absolutely. I think they'll be very happy with the savings. I've gotten phone calls from customers who've gone through the program. They were just ecstatic. It's not something that's going to change your bill by hundreds of dollars. It's going to be an amount that you'll be noticeable. And customers call and they're very happy. They're glad they went through the program. They're telling their friends, their neighbors. So in communities like you're in, some of the adult communities, boy, those people will talk. And soon as one person goes through the program, the neighbors start going through the program.
That's
So I
true.
see that. I
That's
see that.
true.
That's great. We love it.
All right, well, Gary, thank you so much for sharing all this info with us today. We will see you again. I know that. And remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr, and we'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone, and bye, Gary.
Have a great day, everybody. Stay comfortable.